Okay, in this video what we're going to do is put the basic functionality into our TransformNode Constructor. So let's think about it. When a transform node is instantiated, what needs to happen? Well, here's what I'd like to do. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the whiteboard real quick, and let's just walk through it and think about what's going on. So let's look at TransformNode 1. When TransformNode 1 is created, what happens? Well, it's not going to be created parented to somebody. So obviously it needs to go into the root nodes list because it's going to be at the root of the scene. Also, it needs to have its name set, obviously, because, well, we don't want all of them to have no name whatsoever. So we're going to need to set that name data member that we are inheriting from the node class. And then finally, we have seen that inside of every instance of the transform node, there is a list of children transform nodes. So we need to go ahead and create this list, and that will set us up in such a case that every time a transform node is created, it has a list ready to rock and roll, it has its name set, and it has been added into the list of root nodes because the node currently exists at the root. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump back over here and set that very basic functionality up.
Okay, let me scroll back up to our constructor, and here we have the constructor with the name parameter.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start out by just creating our list of children.
Okay, so we'll initialize our children field to a new list of transform nodes. And that takes care of creating the transform or the children list and getting it ready for use.
Every single instance of transform node now has a list of children of type transform nodes. Okay, beautiful. Now let's go ahead and set our name.
Okay, let's make sure that our name is set to the incoming name parameter. So this.name equals name.
Okay. And then finally, let's make sure that we have been added, this new instance of transform node has been added to the root nodes list.
So that way, every time a transform node is created, you could say that it is created at the root level.
That's right.
So in order to accomplish that, we need to say root nodes dot add this.
Okay. And that is all of the functionality we needed in place for the transform node when the transform node gets created. Now we will come back in a little bit later and add some name validation, but we need the ability to walk through the hierarchy of nodes before we can really set the validation up so that we can check each node to make sure that that name does not already exist. So we will be revisiting this constructor a little bit later. Let's go ahead and build and make sure we have no errors.
And the build has succeeded, and one of the warnings has gone away since now we are using the name, or excuse me, we're using the children field. Yep. And now that's no longer a warning. So,
okay, so with that is going to wrap up this video. Thanks a lot.